guys, it's Kritika. Welcome back to my channel. If it isn't obvious from all this camera equipment in front of me, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the equipment I use to make my YouTube videos. Every time I post a video, I have comments under my videos asking me what camera I used to film my video or what mic I used. And the last time I posted a video about my camera equipment was 2 years ago. So I figured it's high time I did an updated one because a lot has changed in terms of my camera equipment in the past couple of years. So if you're a budding YouTuber trying to figure out what camera to get, or if you were just curious about what camera I use, I hope you find this video useful. Now, before I start, there were a couple of things I wanted to address. Firstly, I feel like the best thing to do if you're starting out is to start with what you have. So if you have a basic camera at home or your smartphones these days have amazing cameras. I think that's the best way to start. And another thing is that you don't need all this equipment to be making the kind of videos I make. Most of my videos were filmed using just one camera, and I'll talk about that later in this video. But all of this equipment I accumulated over 2 years depending on my needs. So you don't need to go out and buy all of these things. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what camera I use for what purpose, which tripod and mic I use in different situations. So hopefully you'll get an idea of what you need for yourself. So with that, let's get started with this video. The first part is cameras and lenses. Now I have about 4 or 5 cameras that I use, and each one has a different purpose which I'll explain to you. So the first camera with which I have shot, I think, majority of my videos is this one. This is the Canon G7X Mark II. I bought it 2 years ago, and this camera is honestly so amazing. So the best thing about this camera is that it is super compact. I mean, look at how tiny this is. You can carry it anywhere and it is so easy to vlog with. Another awesome thing about this is that it has a flip out screen. So basically you can see yourself when you're vlogging, and that is super helpful because you know what's in the frame, you know if you're in focus and everything. So yeah, that's awesome. This camera was for around 40,000 rupees, which is sort of similarly priced to entry-level DSLRs as well. So if you're someone who wants to do a lot of vlogging and filming outside of your house, then I think this is a good purchase. It has really good quality. It used to film better than my DSLR that I had before, which was sort of at this price level as well. But if you're someone who's filming at home and you want those close-up bokeh shots and you want like different lenses, then maybe instead of this you could get an entry-level DSLR camera. Now coming to the drawback of this camera, it doesn't have a mic port, so you can't really use a mic along with this, which sucks. But the inbuilt mic on this camera is pretty good. Most of my videos that I film, I don't even use an extra mic, and the audio is awesome. So I don't really have any complaints as such with this camera. This is something that a lot of YouTubers and vloggers use, and for vlogging in particular, this camera is great. The next camera I use is a recent addition to my kit, and it's the Sony a6500, which is what I'm filming on right now. So basically in this camera you can use different kinds of lenses. I have this one and the one I'm using right now, and I'll get to that in a bit. But this camera has really helped me up my game in terms of quality. I was looking for a camera which helps me take good quality videos, which is also not super heavy. So this camera, although it is kind of heavy to vlog with, I did a whole week of vlogging with this camera, and if you haven't watched that vlog, you can watch it here. But the quality on this camera is amazing, and it also has an audio port, so you can use a mic along with it and really improve the audio quality of your video. So I really like that about this. This was a very expensive camera though. I think that body along with this lens was for over a lakh, like over 110,000 if I'm not mistaken. So it is quite an expensive setup, and I only invested in it earlier this year. So of course, like, you don't need to buy this camera right off the bat. The drawback with this camera though is that the battery isn't the best. I have an extra battery. In fact, I have an extra battery for this camera as well. I think it's a good idea to carry extra batteries with you if you're vlogging. And also it doesn't have a flip out screen, which is so annoying. Literally 3 months after I bought this camera, Sony announced a new camera, the Sony a6600, which is the successor to this camera, and that has a flip out screen. So if you're looking to buy a camera, I think that one would be a better option, though that is considerably more expensive than this one. And with this camera, I have 2 lenses. The one I'm using right now is the Sigma 16mm 1.4 f-stop lens. The best thing about this lens is the 1.4 aperture. That's what gives you those really nice bokeh shots where everything in the background is blurred out. This one is the Sony 1805mm lens with an f-stop of 4. So this is also a really good lens. The next camera is this baby camera. It's the GoPro Hero 5. I bought this like 2.5 years ago, I think, back when this was the latest model. Right now GoPro Hero 8 is the latest one. But this camera, I mostly use it just for action shots or underwater shots or anywhere I'm in like the water. So when I'd gone to Aquaventure, the water park in Dubai, I filmed that entire thing using this camera and I was quite impressed with the quality. I personally don't like using GoPro, especially this one. I've heard the newer models are really nice, but this one isn't the best in terms of vlogging. But I think this is a good addition to your kit. I have a bunch of different mounts for the GoPro. I have the mouth mount, the chest mount, the wrist mount, a bunch of different mounts. So yeah, that's really useful to get some particular types of shots. And if you're starting out with vlogging, I think the GoPro Hero 8 is a very good model to get. I think you can use that as just your vlogging camera. Next is my drone, something I get a lot of questions about. So this one is the DJI Spark, which is a tiny drone. As you can see the size of it, it's quite compact and tiny. So when I bought this, the DJI Mavic Air hadn't launched then, and if it had, I think I would have got that one instead because it's much better and it's compact as well and only slightly more expensive. But anyway, I got this drone and I'm quite happy with it. I'm not really super into drone videography, but I really like adding drone footage here and there to give like a different perspective on the places I'm traveling to. So I really like this for that and it serves the purpose. But of course, like if you're looking at doing serious drone videography, then I think there's DJI Mavic Pro and DJI Mavic Air and other drones you can look at. But this one has been great for me. It takes photos, it takes videos. So if you're just like looking for basic drone videography and something that is easy to use and like very beginner level, then this is a good drone. They give you like a remote with it as well, and I got the Fly More combo, so I got like an extra battery and all of that. But yeah, I've been using this drone for almost 2 years now and I'm quite happy with it, honestly. But yeah, if you're looking to buy a drone, I would suggest getting the DJI Mavic Air because it's only slightly more expensive than this and I think the benefit you get from it is considerably higher, so that's definitely more worth it than this. And last but not the least, my iPhone. I have the iPhone 10 and a lot of times you'd be surprised, but I just end up filming some of my shots on the iPhone. Also, something I feel that is very important is to figure out and learn to use your existing camera in the best way possible. For example, with this camera, the Canon camera, I think I have figured out how to film amazing videos using this because a lot of people are surprised that I film my vlogs using this camera because they tell me they have the same camera and they're not able to get the same quality. So I feel like you should learn tips on how to film better and stuff like that instead of just focusing on upgrading your equipment. So if you're confused about what camera to get at an entry level, and I definitely recommend either the Canon G7X Mark II. They have a Mark III as well, but I haven't heard the best reviews about Mark III, so I think the Mark II is amazing, and the GoPro Hero 8, so you could consider one of those. And if you're looking for something more advanced, then the Sony a6500 is amazing as well, but there are of course other options like the Panasonic GH5, and if you have more budget, then Sony a7 III. The second part is about all the different tripods I use. So the first one is the Manfrotto mini tripod, which I use with my Canon vlogging camera, and this is super compact and lightweight. You can open it up, it has 3 legs and it also has like this ball head, so basically you can press this button and move the angle in which your camera is. So if you want like a top down shot or a bottom up shot, I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah, you can get all different angled shots, so this one is awesome. Next we have another Manfrotto tripod, but this one is slightly bigger compared to this one. It's called the Manfrotto Evo Pixie, I think. By the way, I'll leave links to all the products in the description below so you can click on them and check them out, and if you decide to buy them, I would really appreciate it if you use my links because they're affiliate links, which means I will make some money every time you make a purchase and it will not cost any extra money to use, so that just helps me fund my channel, so I just thought I'll put it out there. So anyway, coming back to this tripod, so this one is slightly bigger and this can carry a heavier camera like my Sony camera, so that's what I use this for. Next we have a gimbal, and this one is from Tech. It's called G6 Plus, and if I'm being honest, I haven't used it that much, but what I really like about it is that it's super compact and lightweight. Most gimbals that I've seen are quite heavy and I already struggle with like a heavy setup like with this and that camera. So for me, I feel like I wanted something that's lightweight and this is perfect for that. It's also quite affordable compared to like the more expensive and more prominent gimbals. So if you're looking for like a basic gimbal which does the job, then this is awesome. It works well with my phone, my Canon camera, my Sony camera also, so it can carry the weight of all of these cameras, and it's a 3-axis gimbal, so I quite like it, although I feel like I should use it more. Then we have the Joby Gorilla Pod, the one that a lot of vloggers use. So this has bendy legs, which I love, and I use this quite a lot as well, especially if I'm going trekking or like, in one of those places which has like uneven terrain, because these bendy legs come in handy. Then I have another tripod which also has bendy legs. This one is called the Epic Pod, and this brand sent it to me to try it out, and I quite like it. So what I really like compared to this is that this is a lot lighter, and basically if I had to compare these two, the weight is sort of similar, but this has longer legs. So if I want to film something where I need that height, I think this is useful for that. Now moving on to the GoPro tripods, I have two of them. This one is the floaty. This isn't the official GoPro one. Those official GoPro ones are super expensive. So I just bought something off of Amazon. This one serves the purpose. It was quite affordable, and yeah, basically what it does is that when you're in water, if you accidentally let go of this, it will still float on top, so you don't end up losing your GoPro. And the other one I have is an official GoPro tripod, which was quite expensive. It's the three-way mount. So basically it goes like this. You can also use it as a monopod with like a tripod stand, although I don't use this feature that much. But yeah, it can attach to the bottom here, and this is like a tripod, and then you can take photos and stuff. So this is another useful thing to have, although I feel like GoPro's accessories are quite expensive. Apart from this, I have a big tripod, which is what I'm using to film on right now. It's a very basic one from Amazon Basics. It was quite inexpensive, but I've been using it for more than 2 years now, 2.5 years I think, and it's quite good. I use it for filming at home. In conclusion, if you only had to get one tripod, I feel like these ones are good options depending on the camera you're using. If your camera is heavy, then this one, otherwise this one. And for GoPro, you have to get this one because I feel like you can do regular vlogging with it as well, and when you're in water, this serves the purpose too. Next up, I'm going to be talking about audio, which I think is the most important part of a video. I feel like people, if your video quality isn't that great, will still forgive you, but if your audio isn't good, people are going to definitely click off. So make sure your audio is good, and having said that, it doesn't mean you need expensive fancy mics. So the first one is this. It's the Zoom H1N, which I also got like this, whatever this is called, like the wind muff I think, which basically gets rid of the wind noise. So this mic has amazing quality, but the only drawback with this mic is that you can't really attach it to a camera, so that kind of sucks. You have to sync the audio and video files manually and then edit, so it's a whole process, but I have done that quite a lot of times. So especially when you're in crowded places or in places where there's like a lot of wind and the Canon camera doesn't perform the best, then I use this mic. Apart from that, I have this mic, which is the first ever mic I bought. This one attaches to the camera, so this end goes into the camera audio port, and it has a very long cable, so you can use that. And then there's this other end which you attach over here. So this is called a lapel mic. This one is from Audio-Technica, and this has amazing sound quality. I have used it in a few of my videos and the quality is amazing. Apart from these two mics, I also have a Rode Video Micro, which is what I'm using right now. So this is what it looks like, and it attaches to the top of your camera, so it's easy to carry around and easy to vlog with, and the quality is quite decent for the size and price. Next, we have hard disks, which are such an important part of editing. I have so many hard disks. So this one I have is from Transcend. It's a 1 TB hard disk, and I have a couple of these. And this one is from WD, and this is a 4 TB hard disk, and I think I have 3 of these. So when you're YouTubing, I like to save all my footage. So all my video clips from the time I started YouTubing, I think I have all of those. And you never know when you'll need them or use them, so I just like storing all of that. So I end up using a lot of hard disks. And again, I think this is one thing that is worth investing in as a YouTuber. So far we've covered the whole filming process of video making, but now moving on to the editing part of it. So the device I use to edit my vlogs is the MacBook Pro. So this one is the 2015 MacBook Pro, so it's quite an old model, but it works well, and I edit using the software called Final Cut Pro. I use the latest version of it. It is a paid software, it's quite expensive, and yes, I did pay for it, but I feel like my options were either this or Premiere Pro, which are like the most used video editing apps, although there are other apps as well. And Premiere Pro, I think, is more expensive because you have to pay like a lot of money each month. And if I'm going to be doing this for many years, then Final Cut Pro makes more sense because it's a one-time payment. And I just like the layout of that better. So I started off with iMovie, which is a free video editing app, but then I moved on to Final Cut Pro because it allows you to do a lot more in terms of editing. And also recently, I ended up buying an iPad. So this is the iPad Air 3, and I got an Apple Pencil along with it as well. So this I only bought recently, and I haven't really edited videos on it, but I feel like a lot of text animations and stuff have been easier to do because of this. I did that in one of my previous videos, and a lot of people asked me how I did that, so that was using my iPad. Now coming to music, I spend a lot of time looking for music for my video, especially when you're making vlogs. I feel like music really makes a difference with your video. Your videos become more engaging and more interesting to watch if the music is good. So I use two subscription services for music. One is Epidemic Sound, which has an amazing collection of music, and the other is Music Bed. So for both of these websites, you basically pay a monthly fee and you can access whatever songs they have, and they both have an amazing collection of music. So I highly recommend them. If you want to try them out, both of them give like a 1-month free trial. So I'll leave a link in the description. You can click on that and get a 1-month free trial. So with that, we come to the end of this video. I am trying to think if I've forgotten something, but I think that's pretty much it. I've covered everything I could think of. I hope you found this video useful. And like I said at the start of this video, I think the best thing to do is to start with what you have. Don't worry about getting fancy equipment and stuff, because what's most important is stabilized footage with good audio. So I think you can manage that with your phone as well, and if you buy like a basic mic. So don't get all bothered with like equipment. Also, I plan to do other tutorial videos as well. I've been wanting to do a video on how I edit my videos, so if you'll be interested in that, comment and let me know. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Comment if you have any questions about equipment, or if you have any thoughts about this video. Subscribe to my channel, press the bell button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!